What's up guys, Justin here with the onlinebusinessessentials.com. So in today's video, we're going to check out Canva Magic Write. It's Canva's new AI text generator that can automatically generate things like articles and lists of video ideas and a ton of other things. So let's go ahead and just jump into it. All right, so first off, Magic Write is a feature contained inside of Canva Docs. So Canva Docs is basically a tool built into Canva that allows you to create documents. You can learn more by going to canva.com/docs. And so what this does is this allows you to create like presentations. It allows you to create text files, just a ton of different things. So depending on what you're trying to do, but you can access that by going to canva.com/docs. And if you just go to your Canva homepage, you can just click on the option for Docs right here. I'm not 100% sure if you still have to sign up for this. You might have to do a one-time sign up over here, but as far as I know, access to Docs themselves is 100% free. So let's go ahead and let's create a document. And so once we create a document, and I'm going to say no for right now, it's just going to give us a blank document that is basically a lot like a Word file. That's kind of where we can start. There's obviously a ton of different templates and other things, which is one of the things that makes Canva great. But specifically what we want to do is we want to try out Magic Write, the AI text generator. And so the way that Magic Write works is you just click on the page and you can just click on a little button right here. When you click on that, that's going to give you the ability to add different kinds of objects. So lists or other things like that. I'm going to add a Magic Write object. So if I click on this, what this is going to do is this is going to give me a box that I can type in, and it's going to basically write something based on whatever I put in this box. So for example, let's do something kind of like this intro right here. So write 5 Canva tutorial ideas for my YouTube channel and hit enter. And so what that's going to do is that's actually going to use artificial intelligence to come up with a list of 5 Canva tutorial ideas that I could actually use on my YouTube channel. And these are actually really good ideas. So like, for example, how to create a logo, obviously something that we'd want to do with Canva, how to create an infographic, how to create a header. I mean, these are all things that we might want to do with Canva. So this could be a really great tool for coming up with new ideas of things to do on your channel or other things like that. Now, not only will this do things like lists, you can also use it to generate total articles. So for example, let's add a Magic Write. And in this case, I'm going to say, write an article that's less than 500 words about why Canva is better than Photoshop. And I'm going to hit enter. And so this is actually going to take the information that I added in here, and it's going to write a complete article under 500 words about why Canva is better than Photoshop. Now, obviously that took a little bit longer, and I don't think we can do a word count. Yeah, I don't think we can do a word count, but this looks about right. And so this is really interesting because what it does is it actually uses good writing format. So for example, it gives you an intro as to what Canva is, and then it says, how does it compare to the industry standard software Photoshop? And so what it does is it talks about how Canva has simplicity and it's easy to get up and running quickly with the drag and drop design elements. And then it also talks through Photoshop and what it requires in order for you to work with Photoshop. So it actually does a pretty good job of creating a full-on article about what I told it to write an article about. Okay, so one other thing is the more specific the niche you get into and the more or less information there is out there is going to drive the results that you get. So for example, I'm active in a space for a 3D modeling program called Blender. Blender is a free 3D modeling program, but you can also use different add-ons and plugins in order to expand the functionality. However, if I was to type in here and I was to say, okay, give me a list of the top 20 free add-ons for Blender. right? And then I hit enter, it's actually going to go out and it's going to generate a list of Blender add-ons. It's going to do a pretty good job of that. But if you look at these, some of these, for example, aren't free Blender add-ons, right? So like, for example, Hard Ops is something you have to pay for. So it's not a free add-on. So when we get down that road, this might go out and find some information that isn't 100% correct. So you do have to kind of like run this through your filter to make sure that what it's giving you is actually accurate. But even so, the ability to generate a list of 20 of these add-ons in here, just like this, is massively helpful for things like brainstorming if you're trying to come up with content ideas. Okay, and so you can try this for free. One thing to note about this is you can use this for free for 25 times lifetime. So if you scroll down, you can see that this is free for anyone who uses Canva for up to 25 queries in total. Note that that's in total, like lifetime. So once you use up your 25 queries, you have to have the pro version in order to generate up to 75 queries a month. And 75 queries a month is probably pretty good, depending on what you're trying to do, but it's really an interesting tool for creating all sorts of copy. So if you're not very good at copywriting or you're looking for ideas, this could be a really great tool. So now let's talk a little bit about the copyright and kind of the moral, ethical uses of this tool inside of Canva. And so this is a little bit of a gray area, right? It's a huge discussion that's going on right now because what's happening is these AI text generators are using machine learning to basically scrape the internet for text and then learn from them. And so if you look at the text that it generates, basically what this has done is this has scraped the internet for content, and it's basically learning from all of that content. And you can kind of see it when you look at like AI pictures, but also AI text, where what it's doing is it's kind of like, it's almost like averaging the content together, right? So it's taking everything that's out there on the internet that it can scrape, and then it's using it to learn what it should say to different prompts. So now, a lot of people have argued that this is morally, ethically like copying other people's work, but then other people argue, well, that's exactly how people work, right? Like we read things and we look at art and then we get our own ideas and we kind of make them into our own thing. So there's this huge debate going on right now. We're not going to solve it right here. Just be aware that there are some kind of implications of this. I think as a brainstorming tool, this could be fantastic. You should be aware that the answer to who owns the copyright in AI generated text, the answer is really nobody knows. So nobody has really answered the question of, is AI generated text protected, or is it basically plagiarism? So just be aware of that. So I wouldn't necessarily take something that you've generated with AI and just turn around and use it as a product. I mean, I guess you could, but I think there's some kind of like legal and ethical issues that are in there. But at the same time, note that the last line in here says that this does not mean you're the copyright owner of the output or that you have exclusive rights to it. So basically Canva's response is, hey, we've got this tool. It creates this AI generated text. We don't really know who owns the copyright. So that is something to kind of be aware of. I think personally, I have no issues at all using this as a brainstorming tool. I haven't really figured out where I stand on the rest of this because it's a very complex issue. So just be aware of that. And I kind of look at this as maybe just another tool that's in your toolbox, but some people may not like it and you may not want to use it. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about Magic Write. I'm interested to have this discussion with you. Please keep it civil. I know a lot of people get kind of heated about the whole AI thing, but I'd love to know what you think about using this as a tool, and even if you think it's morally, ethically gray, or what you think. I just love having that conversation with you guys. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks, guys.